Welcome back to 1,000-Year Personalities. Today we're diving into the life of one of the greatest pioneers of science, Galileo Galilei. Known as the father of modern science, Galileo's groundbreaking discoveries in astronomy, physics, and the scientific method forever changed the way we understand the universe. His story is one of innovation, defiance, and scientific curiosity, qualities that led him to challenge centuries of tradition and lay the foundation for future discoveries. So, how did a young Italian mathematician and astronomer come to shape the future of science? Let's dive into the extraordinary life of Galileo Galilei. Galileo was born on February 15, 1564, in the city of Pisa, Italy, a place that would become famous not only for its Leaning Tower, but also for the birth of one of the most brilliant minds in history. Galileo's family wasn't wealthy, but his father, a musician and scholar, instilled in him a love for learning. Though Galileo was initially expected to follow in his father's footsteps and become a doctor, his interests lay elsewhere. He enrolled at the University of Pisa in 1581 to study medicine, but soon his passion for mathematics and natural philosophy, what we would now call science, took over. Galileo's time at university wasn't easy. He was often rebellious and criticized the teachings of his professors, preferring to pursue his own ideas. It was during these early years that he began studying mathematics in depth, developing a keen interest in the works of ancient Greek philosophers like Archimedes and Pythagoras. By 1585, Galileo had left the University of Pisa without completing his degree, choosing instead to dedicate himself to independent study. However, his decision didn't stop him from continuing to shape the course of history. In the late 1500s, Galileo became a professor of mathematics at the University of Padua, and it was here that he would make some of his most important discoveries. One of his first major achievements was the improvement of the telescope. While telescopes had existed before, Galileo's version was far more powerful and capable of detailed observations of the night sky. In 1609, after hearing of the invention of the telescope in the Netherlands, Galileo built his own version, making it significantly more advanced. This allowed him to observe the heavens with unprecedented clarity, and it was with this telescope that he made some of his most famous astronomical discoveries. In 1610, Galileo published his work Sidereus Nuncius, Starry Messenger, in which he reported his findings from observing the moon, Jupiter, and the stars. For the first time, he provided clear evidence that the moon's surface was not smooth, as had been previously believed, but covered with craters and mountains. His observations of Jupiter's moons, Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, were groundbreaking, showing that not everything in the universe orbited the Earth, as was commonly believed at the time. Galileo's discovery that Jupiter had moons orbiting it provided clear evidence for the Copernican model of the universe, which argued that the Earth and other planets revolved around the Sun, not the other way around. This discovery was a key moment in the scientific revolution. Galileo's support of the heliocentric model of the solar system, the idea that the Earth orbits the Sun, was incredibly controversial, as it went against the long-held beliefs of the Church and many scholars. The prevailing view at the time, supported by the teachings of Aristotle and Ptolemy, was that the Earth was the center of the universe, and that all celestial bodies orbited around it. This geocentric model had been accepted for over 1,000 years, and Galileo's findings directly challenged this worldview. Galileo's support for heliocentrism led him to become entangled in a bitter conflict with the Catholic Church. In 1632, he published Dialogue concerning the two chief world systems, which championed the heliocentric model and criticized the geocentric view. The book was an immediate success, but it also brought Galileo into direct conflict with the Church. The Vatican, which had long supported the geocentric model, saw Galileo's work as a threat to its authority and teachings. In 1633, Galileo was summoned to Rome and tried by the Inquisition for heresy. He was found guilty and forced to recant his views on heliocentrism. Though he was not sentenced to death, Galileo was placed under house arrest for the remainder of his life. While Galileo spent his final years in relative isolation, his scientific contributions continued to influence the world. During his house arrest, he wrote his final work, Discourses and Mathematical Demonstrations Relating to Two New Sciences, in which he outlined his studies on motion and mechanics. This work laid the foundation for modern physics and helped to establish Galileo as one of the key figures in the scientific revolution. His ideas on inertia and the principles of motion would later be built upon by scientists like Isaac Newton, who credited Galileo with being one of the inspirations for his own groundbreaking work. Galileo's contributions to science didn't end with his discoveries in astronomy. He also made significant advancements in physics. He was the first to formulate the law of uniform acceleration, which states that objects in freefall, regardless of their mass, fall at the same rate. This discovery was crucial to the development of modern physics and paved the way for future scientists to understand gravity and motion more accurately. Galileo's work in mechanics also led to the development of the scientific method, where experimentation and observation became key principles in the pursuit of knowledge. Galileo Galilei died on January 8, 1642, at the age of 77. Though he spent the last years of his life under house arrest, his work continued to influence generations of scientists and thinkers. Today, Galileo is remembered as one of the founders of modern science, and his legacy is felt in nearly every field of scientific inquiry. His insistence on observation, experimentation, and challenging conventional wisdom revolutionized how we approach the natural world. Galileo's story is a testament to the power of curiosity, perseverance, and a willingness to challenge established ideas. His discoveries not only changed the way we view the universe, but also helped to lay the foundation for the scientific revolution that would follow. Galileo's work in astronomy, physics, and the scientific method continues to shape our understanding of the world, and his legacy endures as a symbol of intellectual courage in the face of adversity. And that's the incredible journey of Galileo Galilei, an astronomer whose discoveries and courage changed the course of history. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his life and legacy, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to 1,000-Year Personalities. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time with another legendary figure who helped shape the world.